Big race of the day then is race number 7, the City Hong Kong Gold Cup, with 7 horses going to posts. Group 1 over the 2,000 metres. The field headed by Golden 60, looking for his Group 1 hat-trick. Exultant, reigning horse of the year, runner-up on all 4 of his starts so far this campaign. A couple of times behind Fiore, who was 3rd behind Glorious Dragon, the Centenary Vase last time at Columbus County coming into that race. Played up Puente, who almost rolled Golden 60 in last year's Derby. Time Warp, a 2-time winner of this race, and Glorious Dragon. Not a handicap though this on Sunday. Glorious Dragon, who managed to win under those conditions last time out over the 1,800 metres. Now Columbus County, Tom, is the only one of these that spent some time at Chung Fa in the last 30 days. Had a couple of trips in actual fact. How does this one map?
I think it maps fairly straightforward, really. Time Warp will go forward here for Derek Long from gate number 1. And he was quite well rated last time out. Time Warp, Exalted 2 was slotted just behind. Playa del Puente to be handy, Golden 60 there, Furore, Glorious Dragon, Columbus County towards the rear. I think it'd probably be a sit, sprint, Golden 60 affair.
Here he is, Golden 60, going really well down the back straight, as he has been for the last couple of seasons, really. His work's really good once again, and he looks spot on. There's absolutely no problems with Golden 60. It'll be a short price, as we'll know, but he looks good. No issues whatsoever there with him. Exultant, he goes well. Look, he hasn't probably performed as well as he has last season. Well, that's true, but I mean, he's run 2nd in his last 4 starts, so he's still going well enough. He's getting on in age, a 7-year-old now, but look, his work's been good. And Fiore, last couple just probably below par after his first 2 wins. They were both very, very good, but his work's been good as well, so no issues if you like him as well.
He was beaten favourite in the Centenary Vase last time out. He'll be ridden by Joe Moreira. Ed caught up with him to get his thoughts on the big one on Sunday.
Fiore, Jay, you've had plenty of success with him this season. He's beaten Exultant twice at 2,000 metres. Can he beat Golden 60?
Oh, that's a hard task, I would describe it. In my opinion, Golden 60 is the best horse in town, at least for the time being. And but you know, nobody lasts forever. If somebody else is to beat him, it could be my bloke. Furore is in good shape, good form. His last one was very good. So I'm going to sit on the horse. I'm going to sit on him with plenty of confidence, knowing that he gives his best to me always.
Small field in the race, over 2,000 metres. How do you see it panning out tactically?
It's going to be very tricky because it should not be a fast run race, and if horses do not settle down, relax, they may not find themselves comfortable throughout of the race, and that takes the edge off them at the finishing. I mean, they are not able to really dash home as they usually can when the race is run normally. I wouldn't describe exactly how I would like to ride Furore, but I guess Tony is not going to ask me to make much changes, and we're just going to sit on him, hoping that we can get the best out of him.
And looking back at the history of this race too, you've had a bit of success in it. Military Attack, Designs on Rome, Time Warp. This has been a good race for you here in Hong Kong, Joe.
Yeah, it is also a race that is very nice to win. You know, price money is quite good. It's such a highlight kind of a race. Everybody else loves watching it, and some of the best horses go into it. Golden 60 in there is a very good example of it. You know, so it is a very nice race to win, no doubts about it.
And you just saw him there on Time Warp, Tom, who beat Exultant as a 1.2 favourite last year. Cruised with 3 runners in the race.
And he was very tough in the race last year, Time Warp, there with Joe Moreira on board. Joe probably understating the prize money a little bit. It's quite nice, 6.8 million to the winners. Probably pretty fair, Andrew and Paul, but look, I think he's going to be one of the horses that's up on the pace. He will be the horse that's up on the pace, but whether he can still see it out, I still think Paula's best years are behind him.
Yeah, look, Fiore, looking at Fiore now, I agree with what you say, Tom, but looking at Fiore, I thought his first 2 wins were really good, and I thought this was going to be a really good season for him. And just those last couple have just been okay. Look, he's still run well, but yeah, just worried a little bit about him.
He did go into the International Day as one of the favourites. In the end was beaten by Noncore, but look, he has been just okay in his last couple, but I still think he's got the ability to run either 2nd or 3rd here.
Yeah, he was just held up. I was disappointed with his last start effort today. Looking back, he was held up at a crucial point, Fiore, so definitely one of the main players, but The main player, of course, is Golden 60. This is in the Stewards' Mile last time out. A lot of these horses now dropping back to the 1400 metres here. But he's absolutely cruising at this point. But Southern Legend really makes him work for it, Paul.
He does, doesn't he? But we know Southern Legend is a genuine Group 1 international horse, winning in Singapore and stuff. And it was a really nice run from him. And stepping up to 2,000 metres, he looked a little bit dour here towards the end of it. So I think 2,000 metres is probably ideal for him now.
I think he'll just be too tough to beat again. I know that Southern Legend, that race made him work for it, certainly over the final stages, but he's just one of those horses, I think, that just does what he has to do over those final stages to win, and probably no more.
Yeah, well, Vincent Ho has talked as well at Trackworks, saying that he can reel off the fractions over 2,000 metres, much as he can over the 1,600 metres. The chances of a Playa del Puente situation happening in a smaller field are probably less likely, but just stretching his legs out here, Tom, back at the trials. Yeah,
just maintenance really to keep him ticking over and get him cherry ripe coming into this. Of course, Kaying Star up front there with Red Desert, but he was wide throughout. That's what he normally does in these barrier trials, wide throughout, and runs on down the middle of the tracks, so no concerns at all.
Yeah, just ticking over there with that, wasn't it? There was no problems.
All right, what about Playa del Puente, Paul? This, clearly the Derby run was his best effort, even outside of his win, but that's all he's got so far to his name, one win. He hasn't done much since the Derby.
Yeah, just the 12 starts, and as you say, he's only had that one win. He ran 5th behind Mogul in that in the international race. Look, he was pushed out a little bit, I thought, in this trial as well. I haven't got him in.
I haven't got him in either. Outclassed last time out, battled a fair way from home. Led in this trial, and he was challenged at the top of the straight, pushed out a little bit over the final stages, but I think he'll be outclassed again. All
right, no surprises. The favourite's very short here, Paul, and for good reason as well.
Yeah, definitely. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the ratings here with this race. I think Golden 60 can win. Exultant, second once again. Still running some good races, obviously, Fiore and Columbus County. I do like the fact that he's coming up to 2,000 from the 1,800. I mean, I think that'll suit him as well. Even though his wins have been over the 18, I still think 2,000 at the stage looks good for him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, easy as that, I think. And the forecast 1 to beat 2.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 for me, and then it was a toss-up between Columbus County and Glorious Dragon, who was a last start winner. I decided to go with Glorious Dragon, but Golden 60 on top, Exultant, Furore, and Glorious Dragon, he was pretty impressive with that lightweight last time out. Not the conditions probably ideal for him this time round, but gee, ran into it strongly. I was a little disappointed last start with Columbus County, and on that occasion the rider was concerned with his action. So 1, 2, 3 and 7.
Clearly, Golden 60 is the one to beat, and I doubt he'll be that price come race time, but Time Warp from the front, winding up under Derek Long. I could see him running a big race. He'll be an each-way price there in the Gold Cup.